in heat? Well, because we didn't leave it so that
Oh, no. I'm just, like, I'm not tilling. I'm not. I'm just original.
well, I guess it's kind of a nice view over there.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so nice.
Do we want that right in the back as well?
Oh, so
So we are in a heat wave here in Ontario. I think this is the third day. So not only has it been really hot and humid, but it's been getting really windy during the day. So everything is like drying out. It's really hard to stay on top of the watering, and probably not an ideal time to be watering overhead. I used to have drip line on all my rows, but stopped using that for a variety of reasons. And then my one overhead sprinkler isn't working well, so I'm just kind of using the one. And right now I'm just trying to keep things alive or strategize and water what we're going to weed, because I definitely can't weed in the clay without it being really wet. So I have help coming again today. I had help yesterday. Pauline, her daughter, my daughter, we're just trying to get these lisianthus done. Like the weeds, I think like in a week, they're growing a foot bigger. It is insane. I definitely also have to really think, either grow less lisianthus or go back to growing them into fabric, so that I'm only weeding a little hole, because this I really don't think is profitable for how much time we have to weed them, just to keep the bed clean. And I stopped using fabric for my lisianthus because of the cutworm problems I had the last couple of years. And I like to say that the chickens and the nematodes have solved the problem. And I think it definitely cut down how much cutworm is in my field, but I still have it. I noticed last week it was eating my sunflowers. And I replanted this zinnia bed last night, because you can see, like on these three zinnias here, it just kind of, I didn't kill the plant, but it ate a ring around the stem, and then they fall over. So it is a sign that you have cutworm when your larger plants just kind of fall over. Well, with the lisianthus, when it was so bad, they would just eat the lisianthus gone. And it's too expensive of a crop to just let cutworm have at it. So. So I've been trying to get up extra early this week to get as much work done as early in the morning as possible, because we are in a heat warning. It has been so hot and humid, or at least I'm just sweating just standing here, and I haven't even done anything yet today. So not a great weather week for working super fast and trying to catch up, but we're plugging through. I don't have any help today. And that's fine because I'm actually switching gears and trying to market prep earlier. So have as much possible done by mid-afternoon, because I'm actually leaving for the rest of today and all day tomorrow to go to a couple of my kids' graduations. So I'm not the one going to market. I've never not gone to the beginning of market on the street. I think I've left early a couple times for events, but I've never not been there for the setup and for the initial busyness. So I'm sending 2 of my kids. So really hoping it goes well. I'm really hoping for rain, but I'm hoping it doesn't come during the market time when they're there, because sometimes it can get really windy and scary to be on the street under your canopies. So anyways, so a little bit of a different week. I'm going to try and get some flowers cut to go with my peonies. I already got my water going because there has been no rain, and I'm not confident that any is coming over the next week. So hopefully we can keep up with irrigating out here. But yeah, flowers cut before it gets too hot, and then bouquet making today.
So how far does she move that once we have this? I'll put this some socks on the next week so she can move that where we're at in the boarding closet. So that one that you left on the table, right? Do you want to put that at the top of your next crate stack? This one?
I'm supposed to not stack 3 stackable traits on top of each other. Like this.
Sure. But so maybe put this one in the middle of that crate.
You can get 2 here, 2 buckets here.
She said that like 2 pink buckets will fit in there, but we put them up there, and I feel like that also works. Just be careful that you're not gonna break them.
Bang, bop.
I don't know where we're putting this. Let's go, gang! If you look at time, we got a whole 7 minutes to spare.
7 minutes.
We're going to market without our parents today.
Yeah.
Woo!
Mom.
Without mom. And you probably watched us struggle to fit everything in the van because we didn't really remember how to do it. We got it all in here though, and we think we have everything, so that should be good.
So my kids had a successful day getting to market and getting home again. They were able to fit everything in the van and set up the booth and sell. So I was just super thankful that they could do that for me. I had a great day away from the farm celebrating my son who was graduating from university. So that was really nice to have the day to go do that and feel confident that my 2 kids could handle market. They've gone to market with me enough times to know how it works. So sales were pretty good. We made less because the weather looked like it might rain, and it was quite cloudy and it was spitting. And it's also Canada Day early next week, so it's a kind of a holiday weekend, and then sales are usually a little bit lower on holiday weekends. So we brought a little bit less, but they sold almost everything that they brought, so that was great. And look, Canada Day is July 1st, and that's always my deadline. I am not allowed to plant any dahlias into July. So whatever's in the ground by end of June, that's where we're at. And I decided to get onto the loader tractor. I got Bob to give me a little lesson again on scooping up compost, and it worked. I actually was able to get pretty full buckets, so I am super proud of myself because I have been an awful scooper upper in the past. And so I used the loader tractor to bring compost for the last few rows, and I should have started that way earlier on some of these rows that I could reach with the bucket. But anyways, that's okay. That gives me Monday yet to pop in the last of the dahlias, and that job is done. And my other daughter and I, and with the help earlier in the week with Pauline and her daughter, we were able to finish the first round fully of the lisianthus. But it looks like we're probably gonna have to get right back onto the first rows because there's still more weeds coming. It's crazy. So I definitely need to get a handle on the cutworm and then go back to the landscape fabric method or some kind of mulch, some different way to handle this, because it's been crazy how much time we've had to spend weeding lisianthus. So anyways, it was a hot week. I'm glad to put this week behind us. Hopefully next week's not so hot. Thank you for hanging out with me again this week, and I hope to see you next time.